But sometimes, a single day, a single battle, can act as a fulcrum, tipping the scales of fate and sending the world hurtling in a completely new direction. Today, we're diving into some of these pivotal moments, battles that didn't just decide a war, but shaped the very world we live in. Let's travel back to 480 BC, to a narrow coastal pass in Greece. In the end, a betrayal led the Persians to outflank them. Leonidas and his Spartans fought to the last man. It was a monumental moral victory. It galvanized the rest of Greece, showing them that the mighty Persians were not invincible. It bought crucial time for the Greek allies to prepare their navies. This led directly to the decisive naval victory at Salamis, where the smaller, more agile Greek fleet devastated the Persian navy. Without the sacrifice at Thermopylae, the Greek resistance might have crumbled. Now, let's fast forward over 1,000 years to 732 AD, near the city of Tours in modern-day France. The Umayyad Caliphate, an Islamic empire stretching from the Middle East across North Africa and into Spain, was pushing further into Europe. An army under Abd al-Rahman al-Ghafiqi was raiding deep into the Frankish kingdom. Standing in their way was Charles, a powerful Frankish leader who wasn't even a king at the time. For days, the two armies skirmished. The decisive moment came when the Umayyad cavalry launched a massive charge. Charles's infantry held firm, absorbing the shock of the attack like an immovable wall of ice, earning him the nickname the Hammer Charles Martel. Confusion erupted in the Umayyad camp when Frankish raiders attacked their baggage train, causing many cavalrymen to break off and defend their loot. This break in the attack was all Charles needed. The Franks counterattacked, Abd al-Rahman was killed, and the Umayyad forces retreated back into Spain. Historians debate the battle's long-term significance, but many argue it was a crucial turning point. It halted the northward advance of Umayyad forces from the Iberian Peninsula into the heart of Europe. It solidified the power of the Franks and paved the way for Charles Martel's grandson, Charlemagne, to build the Carolingian Empire, which became the foundation of modern France and Germany. Had Charles Martel fallen, the cultural and religious landscape of Europe could have been dramatically altered. Let's jump across the English Channel to the year 1066, a date every British schoolchild knows. The Battle of Hastings. King Edward the Confessor of England died without an heir, creating a power vacuum. Three men claimed the throne: Harold Godwinson, the most powerful English earl, Harald Hardrada, the fearsome King of Norway, and William, the Duke of Normandy. The battle swung back and forth. At a critical moment, a rumor spread that William had been killed. He famously rode through his ranks, lifting his helmet to show he was alive, rallying his troops. The tide turned for good late in the day when Harold Godwinson was struck by an arrow and then cut down. William marched to London and was crowned King of England on Christmas Day. The Norman conquest replaced the English ruling class with a French-speaking aristocracy. It fundamentally changed the English language, law, and architecture. The feudal system was entrenched, and England's focus shifted from Scandinavia towards continental Europe. Now let's move to the New World, to 1781, and the Siege of Yorktown in Virginia. The American Revolution had been raging for 6 long years. The Continental Army, led by George Washington, had survived defeats, brutal winters, and wavering morale. The British controlled key cities, and it was far from certain the colonists could win. The turning point came through a masterful combination of strategy, deception, and a bit of luck. They saw a golden opportunity. A French fleet under Admiral de Grasse sailed from the Caribbean and blockaded the Chesapeake Bay, cutting off any chance for Cornwallis to be resupplied or evacuated by sea. Meanwhile, Washington and Rochambeau marched their combined armies south, tricking the British in New York into thinking they were the target. Cornwallis was trapped. The Franco-American forces laid siege to Yorktown, their cannons relentlessly bombarding the British positions. After 3 weeks, with his situation hopeless, Cornwallis surrendered his entire army. The news of the surrender at Yorktown was a bombshell back in London. Support for the war collapsed. It effectively ended major combat operations in North America and led directly to the Treaty of Paris, which recognized the United States as an independent nation. A single, perfectly executed campaign turned a rebellion into a revolution and gave birth to a new country that would one day become a global superpower. From Thermopylae to Yorktown, these battles were more than just clashes of armies. They were moments when the course of history itself hung in the balance. A different outcome in any one of them would have created a ripple effect, changing cultures, borders, languages, and the very ideas that define our modern world. It's a powerful reminder that history is not inevitable. It's shaped by choices, by courage, by sacrifice, and sometimes by the events of a single, fateful day. What other battles do you think changed the world? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey through history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more. See you next time.